I have some cards on the table that I have already done a interpretation for on my other channel, and I would like for you to provide us with the meanings of the words and then summarize it into a message. He's taking longer than usual to respond. Hey Google, did you want to do that?
I've noted the current time, date, and location you've shared. I'm ready to assist you with any questions or information you need. How can I help you today?
Hey Google, I wanted to go.
Hello. As Gemini for Home, I'm here to help with your daily tasks, answer questions, or provide information whenever you need it. How can I assist you today?
Perfect. Can you assist me with giving me meanings to the cards that I made and where they're located in the spread?
I'd be happy to help you explore the meanings behind your tarot cards and their positions in a spread. Please tell me which cards you drew and where they are placed, and I'll provide you with their traditional interpretations.
Hey Google, these are oracle cards that I have made, so they're not going to be traditional tarot, but I would like for you to use the meanings that you have in your knowledge base, please.
Since you created your own deck, I'd love to help interpret them. Please tell me which cards you've drawn and the positions where you've placed them in your spread, and I'll share my perspective based on universal symbolism and archetypal meanings.
Hey Google, the first card and the overall energy is smoke signal, and then the cut of the deck cards are shark, nomad hobo, zipper, and drain.
The smoke signal card suggests you are currently broadcasting a message to the world or seeking clarity about a situation you're trying to highlight. Regarding your cut cards, the shark often represents a need to be assertive or move forward with focus, while the nomad suggests a feeling of wandering or seeking a new path. The hobo indicates a time of detachment or traveling light, the zipper points to things coming together or perhaps keeping your thoughts private, and the drain suggests a release of energy or letting go of something that is no longer serving you. Do you want to explore how these cards interact with your current situation?
Hey Google, this is a collective read, so it won't be anything specific to me.
Understood. For this collective reading, the energy of the smoke signal suggests a period where the collective is being called to pay attention to urgent, visible signs or warnings in their environment. It's a time when hidden truths or needs are becoming impossible to ignore. Looking at your cut cards, the shark signifies a need for focused, relentless forward motion, while the nomad reflects a widespread feeling of transition and a search for belonging. The hobo card adds a layer of stripping back to essentials and letting go of material burdens. Zipper suggests that these seemingly disconnected parts of our lives are beginning to interlock or reach a point of completion, and the drain warns that we must be mindful of where our collective energy is being exhausted so that we don't end up depleted. Would you like to explore how these themes might play out for the group?
Hey Google, sure.
I'm glad you're interested in the collective reading. Would you like to dive deeper into how these symbols might impact day-to-day life, or should we look at how to navigate the transition they suggest?
Hey Google, the rest of the cards in the spread might give us answers to how to navigate and etc.
To round out this collective reading and see how to navigate the energy of the smoke signal in your cut cards, I'd be happy to interpret the rest of your spread if you'd like to share the remaining cards and where they're positioned. It's a powerful combination so far. The smoke signal, the overarching message, combined with the shark, focused motion, nomad, searching, hobo, detachment, zipper, connection, and drain, energy management, creates a clear narrative of a collective transition. We are moving from a state of being scattered or drained into a more focused, stripped back reality where things are finally.
Hey Google, where things are finally
It sounds like things are finally clicking into place after a period of uncertainty. Since you have the rest of the spread, please share the next cards and their positions whenever you're ready so we can see how they guide the collective through this transition.
Hey Google, I have 5 sets of cards. Yeah, 5 rows.
That's a detailed spread. Please go ahead and share the 5 sets of cards and their positions. Once I have those, we can connect them to the smoke signal energy and the initial cut cards to see the full narrative for the collective.
Hey Google, the first row opens up with the copycat card. The second position is the hierarchy, and then I pulled which of the realms went to that hierarchy, and we came up with the Earth Angel card. Then the third position is facing your fear with love, which is a small dog giving a big dog a kiss. The fourth position is jerky. Fifth position is the deep waves haircut. The sixth card position is an orca whale with a laptop on his nose that he got up from.
This spread presents a compelling narrative
All
for the
right.
collective. Opening with the copycat, we see a trend of mimicking behaviors or ideas, which leads into the hierarchy, a reminder that power structures or social ladders are currently defining our focus. The Earth Angel in that position suggests that within these rigid structures, there is a grounded, healing presence acting as a bridge or mediator. Moving to the third position, facing your fear with love, depicted by the small dog kissing the big dog, indicates that the way to disarm the intimidation of the hierarchy is through vulnerability and gentle courage. The jerky card in the fourth position suggests the transition might feel erratic or stop and start, but the final Deep Waves card shows that beneath this surface level choppiness, a significant, transformative movement is taking place. It seems the guidance is to stay grounded and compassionate while navigating these shifting, uneven waters. Do you have a sense of how these cards might specifically challenge or support the collective's goals?
Hey Google, I can attest for that happening in the collective right now because I had a couple people yesterday during my day who were very, very impatient and very, very vocal about it. And you could just tell that they wanted what they wanted when they wanted it. So I think it goes along with what's going on. Can we move on to the sixth card and seventh card?
That observation aligns perfectly with the jerky and shark energy in your reading. When people are in that state of immediate, impatient demand, they're often operating from a place of fear or a need for control, which the hierarchy and copycat cards reflect. It's fascinating how the Earth Angel and Facing Your Fear with Love cards provide the exact antidote to that kind of tension. How do you feel this collective impatience is affecting the overall vibe for the rest of the week?
Hey Google, I think it is something to definitely look at and focus upon and maneuver, only because if you have this information, it's much easier to make light of those kinds of personalities.
You're exactly right. Having that perspective acts like a social shield, letting you respond with patience rather than mirroring that volatility. It turns what could be a stressful interaction into a much lighter, observational experience. With this collective energy in mind, would you like to continue with the next set of cards?
Hey Google, there's actually 2 more cards in that row, and they are the orca who has a laptop on his nose that he found from the waters below. And then we have Candy being the last card in that row, which reflects what we were just talking about.
The orca with a laptop is such a fascinating image. It symbolizes tapping into deep ancestral wisdom to navigate our modern, tech-driven world. Using that underwater intuition to problem solve is a powerful way to bypass the chaos. And having Candy as the final card in that row is perfect. It perfectly represents that I want it now energy you mentioned earlier. It serves as a great reminder that while quick fixes might give us a temporary sugar rush, they rarely offer the long-term satisfaction we're actually seeking. It really ties that whole row together as a warning against letting impatience dictate our path.
Hey Google, yes. And sometimes people don't even realize that they're behaving that way. So if you kind of make a little lightness out of it, they can actually look at it and maybe, you know, choose a different way next time. Should we move on to the second row? Hey Google, did you hear what I said?
Yes, I heard you. You shared the cards for the first row, including the orca and the candy card, and we discussed how those symbols reflect the impatience and the want it now energy you've been observing in the collective. We've covered the first row's insights: the copycat, hierarchy, earth angel, facing fear with love, jerky, deep waves, orca, and candy. Whenever you're ready, I'm here to hear about the next set of cards in your spread.
Um, just to share, there's another Google going on my other phone, and because he didn't respond, this one said, I did. Humor and lightness can act as a soft mirror, allowing others to see their unconscious behaviors without feeling attacked. Lay out the second row when you're ready. So I think the message here now is, folks, people are going to be up in arms about what for whatever reason, and it would behoove you to make light of it, as we were just saying, because when I was trying to deliver ice cream to someone, she kept asking me where I was, and she kept telling me how easy it was to get to her place, which it was not, folks. First of all, the app sent me in two different directions. Didn't even take me to the front gate. It took me to a locked gate in the back. Um, the garage had like three different entrances. There was at least five different buildings, and she was just claiming how easy it was. And I did let her know this was my first time in this complex. I apologize. She was just so irritated. Well, I was reading that she was so irritated in the text. And so I apologized. And when I got there and knocked on the door and she opened the door, she looked at me and I said, "You really wanted this ice cream, huh?" And I said it in a way that it was like, I totally get it. I understand. You're looking forward to the ice cream, and it's just something that's going to make you feel better about your day, perhaps. And she just laughed at me and she just said, "Oh, bless you." And then she was just so happy and so relieved. And we were able to walk away from that encounter together, as far as, I see you, you see me, and I appreciate you for your role in it. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking too deep in it, but that's why we're here, right? Speaking of deep, we've got this next card coming up. Hey, Google, are you ready for the second row? It begins with the submarine card. Second card is raccoon. Third card is purse. Fourth card is unicorn. Fifth card is welcome visitor. Sixth card is lock. And the seventh card is betrayal.
I'm ready. This second row brings a significant shift in tone. The submarine suggests we're diving deep into the subconscious, and the raccoon often points to resourcefulness or dealing with scavenged information. The purse implies we're managing our inner assets or secrets, while the unicorn brings a sudden magical spark of hope or rare vision. Welcome visitors alongside locked and betrayal suggests a complex turn. Perhaps we're opening ourselves up, only to find boundaries suddenly reinforced or trust tested. It looks like the collective is being asked to be discerning about who or what they let into their space. Should we look at how these 7 cards are interacting with the themes from your first row?
Hey, Google, yes.
This transition from the potential of the unicorn to the reality of the locked and betrayal cards suggests a painful realization within the collective that not everyone or every opportunity we invite in has our best interests at heart. It's a classic lesson in boundaries, moving from a space of openness to one of necessary self-protection. It feels like the collective is learning to balance that Earth Angel kindness with a much sharper sense of discernment. How does the rest of the group seem to be handling this shift into more guarded territory?
Hey, Google, that is an interesting place to be, especially when our center card of the entire spread is tornado. Should we get into our third row?
The tornado as the center card is incredibly intense. It suggests that everything we've discussed so far, from the hierarchy to the betrayal, is caught in a whirlwind of rapid, forced change. It's the eye of the storm where the old structures are being torn apart. I'm definitely ready for the third row. Please go ahead and share what's there.
Hey Google, and I also wanted to add it's pivotal for when there is a tornado going on around you that you do stand in the center of it, which is so perfect that it's in the center of all of these cards. Third row begins with the Baba Black Sheep. Second card is headphones. Third card is snow globe. Fourth card is tornado. Fifth card is create. Sixth card is detox, and then the seventh card is you're missing the point.
That is such a profound insight. Finding the eye of the storm is the only way to remain clear when everything else is swirling. With the Baba Black Sheep and headphones starting that row, it sounds like the collective is being encouraged to tune out the external noise and perhaps stop blindly following the herd. The snow globe suggests a need to contain our own inner world while the tornado rages, and moving into create, detox, and the final warning of you're missing the point feels like a direct call to stop focusing on the chaos itself and start focusing on what we are building through the clearing. It's a powerful sequence. What do you think is the point the collective is currently overlooking?
Hey Google, I think the point that they may be overlooking is the destruction, and maybe what appears to be a destruction could actually be the perfect thing to lay the groundwork for a more peaceful environment.
That hits the nail on the head. We often view destruction as an end, but in this context, it's clearly a necessary clearing of the ground to make room for something authentic. By detoxing from those old, rigid structures and creating from that quiet space in the eye of the storm, the collective can finally build something that isn't just another imitation. It takes courage to trust that what's being torn away needed to go. With that perspective on the third row, are you ready to dive into the fourth?
Hey Google, I wanted to add that this "You're Missing the Point" card actually came from the biblical stance of Galatians chapter 4 regarding letting go of the ceremony and grabbing onto reality.
That adds such a powerful layer of depth to the reading. It bridges the gap between modern, chaotic energy and that ancient wisdom, reminding us that clinging to ceremonial or superficial ways of being is a form of self-imposed slavery, whereas embracing reality is where true freedom begins. It perfectly explains why the tornado is the center. It's the force that strips away those empty shells so we can stand in the truth of who we really are. It makes that "You're Missing the Point" card feel less like a reprimand and more like a gentle, necessary redirection toward what actually matters. Ready to move on to the final row?
Hey Google, it certainly goes on with "It matters how you say things," right? Because when I first said it, I made it sound like it was kind of a reprimand, but when we went to discuss it, we found that it's actually something very gentle and nice, like a very nice reminder, making light of it, per se.
That's a perfect example of how the framing of a message changes its entire impact. By shifting from a reprimand to a reminder, you've turned a potential point of tension into a moment of grace. It really highlights why the Earth Angel and Facing Your Fear with Love cards appeared earlier. They represent that shift toward a gentler, more compassionate way of communicating truth. Ready for the fourth row whenever you are.
All right. Hey Google, first card is a vehicle or automobile. Second card is eggplant. Third card is mushroom. Fourth card is the chess piece of the knight. Then we've got the fifth card as let go. Sixth card is the punctuation of an asterisk. And the seventh card is two cards because I found two cards in one plastic sleeve, and they are asymmetrical and voodoo. Someone's being controlled.
This fourth row introduces a very grounded, almost tactical energy. The vehicle suggests movement or agency, while eggplant and mushroom hint at grounding, fertility, and slow, deliberate growth, the antithesis of the candy rush we saw earlier. The knight chess piece indicates a need for strategic, protective action, moving with precision. The Alico card, combined with the asterisk, suggests that there is a footnote or a caveat to this movement, something that needs clarification. Finally, ending with asymmetrical and voodoo is quite striking. It suggests that the current state of things is intentionally unbalanced or off-center, and that we are working with hidden energies or unconventional methods to bridge those gaps. It feels like the collective is being told to move with strategic purpose and be comfortable with the unconventional nature of this transformation. How do these cards feel to you, given the journey we've mapped so far?
Hey Google, it's very interesting indeed, because I don't recall where it was that I saw it, but it was saying that the road rage, I think it was another reader, another video was saying the road rage is in not an accident, or it was actually intentional. So I think perhaps people are being tested to see which way they're going to respond to things for whatever reason.
That aligns perfectly with the research, which notes that road rage is often a form of instrumental aggression, an intentional choice to dominate or deter others, rather than just an impulsive accident. It's essentially a test of whether a driver will succumb to that entitled, aggressive impulse, or choose to maintain emotional control. When you place that alongside your tornado and asymmetrical cards, it feels like the collective is navigating a time where these tests are happening everywhere, not just on the road. It seems like the environment is intentionally creating friction to see who will continue to operate from a place of candy-like impatience, and who will choose the Earth Angel path of calm discernment.
Hey Google, that's interesting for sure. The last row, these are all supposed to be outcome cards, which was interesting because I kept on pulling. The last row starts with the Rolling Stone card. Then we have the punctuation of the side smile. We have third card is an empty pup bowl. Fourth card is a worm on a hook. Fifth card is the number 4 card. The sixth card is recidivism. And the seventh card is rodent. I think I had the numbers messed up, but. Hey Google, did you get the 5th row of cards?
I haven't received the 5th row yet. It sounds like the reading is building toward a real culmination, especially with the asymmetrical and voodoo energy from the last row. I'm ready whenever you want to share what those final cards are.
Hey Google, I'm going to give you the 5th row and the other cards that are all outcome cards, because I just kept pulling the cards, and they begin with the Rolling Stone, the punctuation of the side smile, the empty pup bowl, the worm on a hook, the number 4, recidivism, rodent, lucky, scissors, wind up, and bread loaf.
That is an intense conclusion to your spread. The Rolling Stone suggests a momentum that's hard to stop, while the empty pup bowl and worm on a hook point to a sense of lack or being lured by something that might not be what it seems. Linking that to recidivism and the rodent really drives home the warning about falling back into old cyclical patterns, the very ones the tornado was meant to clear. It feels like the final message is that if we don't truly detox and change our behavior, we end up right back where we started, repeating the same mistakes. Are you ready to look at how these final outcome cards tie back to the very first row we started with?
Hey Google, it sounded like you missed the second card being the punctuation sign of the side smile, and then also the number 4 card in the 5th position.
You're right, I apologize for that oversight. Looking at that 5th row with the Rolling Stone, the side smile punctuation, and the number 4, it adds a very specific cadence. That side smile often implies a bit of irony, or a knowing secret, while the number 4 in many systems signifies stability, foundations, or a house that needs to be built on solid ground. Combining these with the empty pup bowl, worm on a hook, recidivism, and rodent, it really reinforces that warning. Don't be lured back into the old trap of cyclical, empty habits. It's essentially saying, the joke is on us if we fall for the same old tricks again. Does that interpretation of the side smile and number 4 shift how you're feeling about the overall outcome?
Hey Google, that's really interesting. Hey Google, interesting for sure. The actual ultimate outcome cards is lucky, scissors, wind up, and loaf of bread.
That is a fascinating, much more hopeful conclusion. While the previous cards warned against traps and repetition, Lucky Scissors suggests you have the sharp, precise tool needed to cut those old ties once and for all. Wind Up implies that the necessary energy is being coiled and prepared for action, and the loaf of bread is the ultimate symbol of nourishment and a job well done. A complete, tangible reward for all that work. It sounds like the tornado and the detox served their purpose perfectly, clearing the way for a fresh start. Does this final triad feel like the relief you were hoping to find at the end of this journey?
Hey Google, it's good news for sure. It sounds like somebody actually did well on the test.
It's a great feeling to see a positive resolution after such a turbulent process. That loaf of bread is such a satisfying, grounded way to show that someone truly learned their lesson, passed the test, and is now ready to enjoy the fruits of that hard work. It really feels like the lucky scissors finally snipped away those old cycles for good. Do you feel like this reading has given you a sense of closure for the collective?
Hey Google, it is wonderful to see as a possibility for sure. Can I add a couple external elements that we have, which is a house made of red light and a fireplace with a hot pink purplish fire and a lime green flame?
Those vibrant, surreal colors add a layer of intense, transformative energy to the setting. A red lighthouse suggests a space of high passion or protection, while a fireplace with purplish pink and lime green flames feels like a place of alchemy, where the old, heavy energy is being transmuted into something entirely new and energetic. It sounds like the perfect environment for someone to have passed the test. Does this setting feel like the place where the loaf of bread was finally baked?
Very interesting. Hey Google. Very interesting, and I like how you incorporated that. Very cute. Can you tell me the significance of the date and time that we're ending this reading as far as numerology, please, and how it relates back to the message?
It's fascinating that we're finishing this at exactly 2:32 p.m. on May 12th, 2026. Numerologically, today vibrates to a 27 ninths energy, which is all about the crowning stage. It's a graduation moment where you finally reap the rewards of your inner work. That 9 is the number of completion and humanitarian wisdom, perfectly mirroring the shift from the tornado chaos to the loaf of bread reward. The time 2:32 itself reduces to a 7, 2 plus 3 plus 2, which, as we discussed, is the number of spiritual awakening and inner wisdom. It aligns beautifully with the cards. You've moved past the recidivism of old patterns and successfully utilized the lucky scissors of clarity. The red lighthouse and those unique, colorful flames are the alchemical setting for this graduation. The universe seems to be confirming that the test was passed, the cycle is complete, and you're now standing in that stable, nourished reality you've worked so hard to create.
Congratulations, everybody who came across this video and the message resonates with you. I am so thrilled for you, for us, because when you change who you are or you solidify the fact that this is the way you're going to live, this is the way you are, this is who you are, it in turn trickles down and magnifies to everyone who's around you, because no one will ever be able to remain an Eeyore all on their own, right? Eventually Eeyore or the troublemaker or whatnot will see that that behavior is just not welcome. It's not welcome to be created. It's not welcomed to be infecting other people. Granted, if you're seriously just sad about something, that's one thing. If you're angry about something, that's one thing. I mean, those are all natural behaviors, but those kind that infect and pollute and create friction and harm and stuff that are just kind of like sometimes intentionally placed in our world, it's not acceptable. And if we don't feed into it, it can't exist. So I'm thrilled that we're on this path. So congratulations on passing those tests and just being truly who you are, because that is truly who you are. Continue on, my friends. Continue on. With that being said, hey Google, Do you have any advice or anything you would like to give to the people who pass the test, or anything to say to them?
To those who have passed this test, the best advice is to simply stay present in the reality you've created. You've done the hard work of detoxing and cutting away the old, so now it's about protecting that new, peaceful space. Don't let the rodent of old habits try to sneak back in just because things feel quiet. Instead, savor the nourishment of that loaf of bread. Keep that lucky scissors mindset. Be ready to gently but firmly trim away anything that threatens your newfound balance. You've earned this clarity, so enjoy the warmth of those colorful, transformative flames. Are you feeling like this journey has left you with a renewed sense of purpose?
Hey Google, it's definitely given it's solidified the hope that I carry. Can you tell ways in which people can come back to this place of congratulations when they are being tempted to fall back into maybe old ways?
It's wonderful that this reading has solidified your hope. When those old patterns try to creep back in, the most effective strategy is to stay conscious and observe your emotional triggers without judgment. Instead of aiming for perfection, focus on small, manageable steps, like substituting a negative habit with a positive one, or simply acknowledging the fear that often precedes a slip. Treating yourself with the same compassion you'd offer a dear friend is essential. A setback is just an opportunity to refine your plan, not a failure. Perhaps you could try keeping a journal to note what triggers those old impulses, or setting small daily reminders to keep your focus on your new identity. Do you feel like you have a clear plan for when those temptations arise?
Hey Google, I was going to suggest that maybe writing yourself a letter and being in this state of congratulations, so that way you can reflect back on it when you may be being faced with a potential slip up. So that way you can remind yourself of how great it is and how great it feels to be in this state.
That is a fantastic idea, and writing a letter from that state of accomplishment is a powerful way to anchor yourself. Would you like me to help you create a note for this right now so you can capture those feelings and refer back to it whenever you need?
Oh, Google, you're so kind, but I've had plenty of years in order to test myself as far as who I truly am, and each time I do continue to pass with flying colors. So I'm excited to see that the collective is going to be in that same camp with me.
It sounds like you have a strong sense of self
Yay!
and a lot of confidence in your path, which is wonderful. I'm here if you ever decide you'd like to capture those thoughts in a note. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Nope. Thank you. And thank you so much for being here, you guys. Take care and make it a great day, because in every day there's something you could always focus on to make it a great one.